Hello, darling. Yes, it's little old me, a gal full of zap who came down with the common cold. Elvira, mistress of the dark. Don't send me any flowers, okay? Because I am so prone to allergies. Okay, the show, as you know, is Movie Macabre, and week after week we're serving them up with relish. Unless, of course, you tell us to hold the relish. Like the one we have tonight. It was a time of fear. It was a time of superstition. It was a time to beware of the mark of the devil. No, fool, I said mark, not bark.
What was that?
Mark. Oh, what's the use? I mean, I work on this monologue all week long just to get it right. You think I was just coming in here reading this off the teleprompter or something. We'll get right back to the movie after these words from the advertisers. Oh, swell. That's really a heck of a time to start pointing a finger of blame at somebody else after they've already heaped the straw on the bonfire. Heck of a time. I'm not the witch, it's her. She should have thought of that one before that guy flicked his bick. Well, at least she had a finger to point with. That poor slob they tarred and feathered, he had to do all his pointing with his thumb. Well, after that little incident, he went on to become the mascot for a Major League Baseball team. Well, it looks like these rubes are having a jolly good time of it, laughing and scratching and laughing. Oh, why, they haven't had that much fun since the bubonic plague. Now, those were the days. Flies were dropping like people. Okie doke, it's right back to the mark of the devil after this. Oh, and I always thought we got acupuncture from the Chinese. Silly me. Oh, that ice pick had to be like one of these gag knives you get from a novelty shop. See how the blade just goes up inside there? I can just stab myself with it and it don't even hurt, see? Oh, I was just kidding. But the ice pick still looked kind of creepy. Not as creepy as the guy who was using it. What is that they keep calling him anyway? Albino? Is that it? Well, if he's an albino, just wears his pink eyes. Well, he ain't no albino. He is just ugly. But I will give him this much. He ain't lacking nothing in the imagination department. Just cross him once and he has you fornicating with the devil, picking your teeth with a matchbook, and playing with toads. One thing you don't want to do is get on his bad side. The heck of it is, he doesn't have a good side. Oh, Mark of the Devil continues on Movie Macabre right after these. Well, it looks like Lord Cumberland not only travels with his own executioner, but he brings along his own traffic cop as well. And if that chick Vanessa wants to make it through this movie in one piece, she had better stop saying things like, I wish I could bewitch you, to a guy who makes his living tracking him down. Well, you gotta choose your words a little more carefully, girl. Stick to the lines like, I've always wanted to know what it's like to wake up in the morning in a castle. That's a good one. It's one I've never had a chance to use, but I've just tucked it away in case the opportunity ever arises. Meanwhile, that little creep albino is bound and determined to make his charges against Vanessa stick. Oops, that's one of the things you don't want to say around albino. Ah, yes, the usual torture and interrogation. So, ho-hum. Wow, this Lord Cumberland character is starting to make albino look like a pussycat. And I don't know if you noticed it, but... Oh, who the heck could that be? Hello, Elvira, mistress in and of the dark.
Hello, Elvira? Guess who?
Well, let's see. It wouldn't be Tom Selleck, would it?
No.
Maybe Burt Reynolds?
No.
How about Eric Estrada?
Would you settle for crazy old Mr. B?
Oh, breather, I knew it was you all the time. Why is it whenever this guy calls, I have the uncontrollable urge to spray my ear with Lysol? So, what is it, breather? What do you want?
Well, I got another funny knee slapper for you. It's a really good one.
Oh, I'll bet it is. Well, let's hear it.
Well, did you hear the one about the nervous carpenter?
I'm waiting with bated breath. Tell me the one about the nervous carpenter.
He was always biting his nails. Gee, the phone's dead.
Oh, that's letting him have it, sister. That's really telling that big bully. And I know what you are. Gee, I wonder what she thinks he is. Boy, if there's one thing that village could have done without, it's another witch finder. I mean, having two of them guys around would be like me having two breathers on my hands. Oh, well, I wish he wouldn't call me up all the time with them lame, stupid, off-the-wall jokes of his. I mean, you want to talk about torture. Oh, wow. Well, things are looking mighty bleak for poor Vanessa right about now. Mighty bleak. Obviously, that boyfriend of hers doesn't quite have the pull with Lord Cumberland that he wanted her to think. Oh, sure, he was a big man in the tavern when he had Albino flogged. But since Cumberland showed up on the scene, he's been singing a different tune. Now it's, yes, my lord, whatever you say, my lord. Kiss your what, my lord? Oh, you kiss your hand, my lord. Oh, whatever you say, my lord. What a wimp. Oh, that's just really swell. I mean, that kid has seen Lord Cumberland fold, spindle, and mutilate half the population of Europe with plans to do the same thing to his girlfriend, and now he's gonna get all choked up over what just happened to Albino. Now, that is keeping your priorities straight. And it looks like Albino really pushed the wrong button with his line about impotence. Kind of got Lord Cumberland where it hurt. Well, tit for tat, as I always say. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Cumberland turned right around and got Albino where it really hurt. By the throat. Well, we'll get back to Mark of the Devil right after these messages. A good place for the devil's mark is on the stomach. A bad place for the devil's mark is in the eye. Oh, you are so sick. And remember what I said about Vanessa choosing her words a little more carefully? Well, make that ditto for that dude with the puppets. I mean, when he went and blurted out, "They can do devilish things," I was saying to myself, bite your tongue, you dummy, bite your tongue. He could have said anything but devilish. And now I suppose those jokers will start torturing the puppets, and then we'll have the Mr. Bill show on our hands. Oh, no, Mr. Witchfinder, don't put me on the rack. No, I ain't so sure what Vanessa meant when she kept saying to Cumberland, "I know what you are." I thought I might have it figured out, but it looks like he goes for women after all. Well, back to the drawing board, Mistress in the Dark, back to the drawing board. So it looks like our boy Christian has had a change of heart. Better if he had a change of socks, but that's another story for another time. Change of heart. He's starting to think twice about this witchfinder business. Okay, the pay's pretty good, and there are some fringe benefits, but being a witchfinder ain't all just a bed of nails, not by a long shot. Oh, and speaking of long shots, here's another clever segue in the works, folks. Speaking of long shots, what kind of odds would you give this movie for having a happy ending? Well, happy or not, a big finito and my lunch have something in common. They're both coming up. Yes, folks, the villagers are revolting. Especially the ones who haven't had a bath for a couple of weeks. And they all live happily ever after. Gee, talk about your mark of the devil. Jeez, that poor devil had the mark of a loser written all over him. I mean, he goes around setting everybody free, and just for being a nice guy, the villagers go and use him as a human pincushion. Well, I guess it's true what they say about the good guys always coming in last. Dead last. Meanwhile, the real villain, that Lord Cumberland, just skipped away and lived to torture another day. Oh, well, in the end, he got his. He was finally brought to trial for his deeds, and as punishment, he was forced to appear in every Pink Panther movie ever made for the next 40 years. Okie doke, that's a wrap for this time around, but you can bet your bottom that I'll be back next week to torture you a little bit more. Torture you with another movie macabre, that is.
You're late.
Hey, I'm going, okay? Hold your horses. Well, I'll be looking for you then, next week, I mean. And until then, keep on a-dreaming those unpleasant dreams.